Ever since Wildstar launched in June of 2014, gamers everywhere have gotten a chance to roam Nexus, taking in all its serious, solemn political commentary, its dark narrative, holding a mirror up to the harsh injustices of our own lives, and oh, wait a second. Nope, wrong game. Scrap that last part. Actually, they've been having a great time blowing shit up in a colorful world filled with hilarious, memorable characters. But hey, that doesn't mean there's not a lot of great real-world pop culture references to dig into the game. The team at Carbine Studios set out to create an MMO that truly felt unique, with an art style and sense of humor that set the game apart from others. The references in the game draw on both sci-fi and comedy, showing exactly the tone the studio was going for. First, we have the Rose Dower, a fairly common goatish species found throughout the game. What you might not know, however, is that the name is a reference to a classic episode of Mystery Science Theater 3000, where the gang watched a Canadian horror movie called The Final Sacrifice. One of the main characters of that movie was a drifter with the unusual name Zap Rousdower, who has gone on to become something of a fan favorite. Taking the reference a bit further, there's even a Rousdower in the hidden cave in Grimvault called Zap the Rousdower. And that's not all, the developers proved their fandom even more when players found a GM in the game with the name Girl in Gold Boots, a reference to another beloved episode of MST3K. I guess if you're gonna make a sci-fi comedy, knowing your mystery science references is an absolute must. Sci-fi and comedy TV shows might have had the biggest impact on the creation of Wildstar. The still very canceled show Firefly gets a shout out in the form of a small character you may not have noticed, Jane Cobb, a reference to Adam Baldwin's character, Jane Cobb. Another awesome nod to the character is the fluffy hat of the hero item, which references both Jane's iconic knit hat and his nickname, the Hero of Canton, which he received in an amazing song in the Firefly episode Janestown, which I could probably sing for the rest of the episode, but nah, I'll spare you. The brown Tough Mudders Die is also a reference to the episode, since the peasants that worship Jane as a hero are known as Mudders in the show. Speaking of cowboys, the character Judge Kane is thought by some fans to be a reference to Jet Black from the science fiction anime Cowboy Bebop because of their similar looks and tough guy personalities. Most importantly though, both Judge Kane and Jet Black share the same voice actor, Bo Billingsley. Bo Billingsley. The reference to the sci-fi shows don't stop there. A level 18 NPC you find in Galaros named Commander Crichton is a reference to the Sci-Fi Channel's Farscape, which featured a character named Commander John Crichton, which is spelled much differently. Like, why is there a CH there? It's Crichton. Look at it. While spending your time in the PTR, you may come across an NPC by the name of Agent Michael Scarn. This is an obscure reference to the American version of The Office, where Steve Carell's Michael Scott writes and creates a short film called Threat Level Midnight, where he plays an amazing secret agent called Michael Scarn. TV isn't the only thing referenced in the game though. In Grimvault, you'll find a lot of references to the same 80s rock band. In the Fist of Azrion, you'll find a department YYZ. This name recalls the 1981 song YYZ by the band Rush. And it doesn't end there. You'll also find missions called Limelight and Brunsbane, both references to Rush songs of the same names. Lastly, there's a few references to the Alien franchise. When you meet Mayor Hamhorn in District Falls in Celestian, he says, "Them ravenous is everywhere, but they mostly come out at night. Mostly." This is a reference to an infamous line reading in James Cameron's Aliens, where the character Newt says something very similar. Nah, child acting. So good. Look how cute they are. There's also the Strain, which have a chest-bursting animation that fans of Alien will find very familiar. And hey, if you actually want to see some of these references for yourself, you can actually play Wildstar right now. It's a free-to-play game. You just have to make an account and download it, and you can go and find all these amazing references and some of your own. Just head over to wildstar.com and get yourself an account and get started. Oh, and if you like this video, be sure to share it with your friends, and tell them to share it with their friends, and their friends, and their friends, and every friend until the end of time, until Shawtycast has invaded the entirety of YouTubes. I really need to stop drinking before I record these. I am so fired.